my preview of the Google Classroom. On the left hand of the screen I have the teacher's version, and on the right side of the screen I'm logged in as a student so you can see what it looks like from both ends. On the left side of the screen I've already set up all of my classes for the year. I have 9-week classes, so I have 20 classes set up here. You can see that my students are already enrolled in the classes. Each class it says how many students are there, but you don't have to do that. If you want to set up students in your class yourself, you'll have to have a contact list from Gmail. But the easiest way to do it is to let the students enroll in the classes themselves. To access this, you go to classroom.google.com. So if you're a teacher, it'll already be set up as that. So when I click the plus sign, it gives me the option to either create or join a class. And on the student side, if I click that plus sign, I only have the option to enter a code to join a class. I can't create one. So let me show you what this code actually means. Let's say this student was in Tech Apps Quarter 1, Period 3. If that were the case, right here is a code. And this code will be generated. It'll be different for every class that's created. And this is what the students type in. So I actually don't have to enroll them in classes. So let's say she's in this class. I'm going to type in 6XI78B and then click join. And now the student's enrolled in Quarter 1, Period 3 for my class as well. So right now the screens look the same. I'm going to go back to the home screen for the student. You can see that she has 2 classes here. Then I'm going to enter the one that I have gone into so you can see what I'm doing on both ends. What I have here is an announcement. I have an announcement set up for my students welcoming them back to school and telling them about the brand new Google Classroom. And then I've provided a link to a video for them to watch that shows them how to log into their school Google account. And then I also have a link to my Google site. An announcement is just like a Facebook post. Your students do have the option to add a comment to that, and it really just works like Facebook. You post something, you respond to it in that way. Over on the left-hand menu, you'll see that it lists upcoming assignments, and then for the teacher side, you also see the class code. Students can view all of their assignments at one time. There are no assignments yet created, and I'm going to create one in a minute so you can see it. If I click on students on my end, I can then see a list of all of my students. If a student clicks on it, they have what says classmates. They can see a list of all their classmates. So they basically see the exact same thing. The next thing is about. So about is new, and I haven't done this yet because I actually haven't seen it till just now. But it looks like this is a place for you to write about your course. So maybe put your room number and put the title of the course, the description, what your course is about. And it looks like you can add some materials here too. So I have not seen this yet, but there is an about section now that'll let you write a little bit about your class. I'm going to head back to the stream. The one other thing here is you can change the class theme, so that's just what's designed at the top. You cannot yet customize your own. You have to choose from the ones that Google has created. So you're a little bit limited there. I don't love the ones that they've created, but hopefully in the future you'll be able to create your own headings on your classes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set up an assignment so you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to do this from both the teacher and student end, so I'll do a full circle what an assignment looks like. So I can choose that this post will either be an announcement or an assignment. For this one, I'll choose assignment. One thing that I didn't mention, you do have the ability to edit and delete anything that you've posted, which I think is a really, really helpful feature. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to title this assignment Hardware Software Worksheet. And then the description, you don't have to write a description, but I'm going to put Week 1, Worksheet 1, and they should know what that means. Then you have the option to choose a due date and time. It's always set as the next day at 11:59 p.m. So it'll always say due tomorrow unless you change this. You can change it to whatever you want. You do have the ability to go back and edit it. So if you decide it was due tomorrow but your students just aren't going to have time to get it done, you can change that due date. Then right below that you have the option to attach a file. You can upload a file from your computer. You can add something from your Google Drive, you can insert a video or a link. So I'm going to attach a file from my Google Drive, a worksheet that's already been created. There's the hardware and software worksheet. Once you attach a link, you have a drop-down menu here with 3 options. The first one is students can view the file. That means the students can look at that file. Then students can edit the file. That means that all of your students have editing access to that file, meaning when one person writes something, the entire class sees it. For a worksheet, what you're typically going to want to do is choose Make a Copy for each student. This will give each student an individual worksheet with their name on it. That's what you're going to want to choose if it's an assignment that they're going to turn in. Then you have the option right here where you see it says Technology Applications. There's a drop-down arrow. You can add this assignment to more than one section at a time. So I've kind of coded my classes so I know 7th grade first quarter, 7th grade fourth quarter, 8th grade fourth quarter, so I can figure out quickly which classes I want to add the assignment to. For this case, since it's an example, I'm just going to leave it in this course. Once all of that's finished, you click the Assign button, and what it's doing right now is it's creating a folder on my Google Drive. When you set up Classroom and you set up a class, on your Google Drive, it's setting up a classroom folder. And then inside that folder for each section, you'll see all of the assignments and all of the worksheets your students have turned in. So I'm going to refresh this on the student side, and you can see it popped up. It said something's been added. And here I see the assignment, and it tells me it's due tomorrow. And since it's due tomorrow, there is an exclamation mark on it, letting the student know that they have something due really soon. I do want to show you the folder on the Google Drive though. So I'm going to go to quarter 1 period 3, that's period 5, quarter 1 period 3, and here's that hardware software worksheet that I just created. And when I open it up, there's nothing there. There's nothing there because no students have started working on that assignment. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open up this assignment from the student's end. And now that I see, because I opened that up, it automatically created that file on my Google Drive. So you can see if your students have even opened up that assignment. If they haven't, it won't create anything on your Google Drive. So now I know this student has started working on their worksheet. So I'll head back over to Classroom for the teacher side. Now on the student side, I'm going to go ahead and work on this assignment. There is an assignment here for me, a worksheet, so I'll open that up. And then I'll go through and answer this worksheet. So maybe I think this is a TV. And this is a keyboard, this is a mouse, speakers, printer, computer, or computer case would be correct. I'm not going to finish the worksheet just for time's sake so I can show you how they do this. But at the very top there's a new button now and it says Turn In. Students can then turn their assignment into you when they're finished. So I'm going to click Turn In, and it asks if I'm sure I want to turn it in, and it gives the student an option to write a note to the teacher, maybe saying I'm not really sure about number 1, and then I'll click Turn In. Now I've turned that in, and the student does have the option to unsubmit, and you'll see over here that on the teacher's end it says 1 done, 16 not done. So I can go ahead and click the 16 not done, and I'll see all of the students who haven't turned it in, and then I can click the 1 done, and I'll see the student who has turned that worksheet in. Then what I can do as a teacher is go in and look at that and grade it. So I'll go ahead and click on that assignment. I see the note from the student, and I can add a comment to that, but I'm just going to go ahead and open up that worksheet before I write the student back. So I see what the student means on number 1. That wasn't correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a comment on the worksheet. So I'm going to highlight number 1 and I'm going to choose comment. I'm going to type, try looking this one up again in your textbook. And I'm going to write that comment. So I see the student missed one problem here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. The comment will stay, and I'm going to put a grade. I don't want this to be 100 points, so I'm going to choose 10 points for this assignment. It'll ask me if I'm sure I want to update the value, and then I can put the grade in. So this student got a 9 out of 10. And then I want to return this assignment to the student. I can give feedback here as well. So I'm going to say, look up number 1 in your textbook to find the right answer. And then I choose return assignment. So now I can see that the student is finished, I've returned their assignment, and I've entered their grade. And right over here on the student's end, my comment showed up where I said look up number 1 in your textbook. Now I can open this up from the student's end, and my comment will be right on there on number 1. So I can see where I wrote that. And that's the full circle of giving an assignment to students and handing it back. It's pretty easy once you've done it a couple times. It's super easy to do. And then you can see on the student's end there's no longer that exclamation mark saying due tomorrow. It now says done, so the student knows they did turn in that assignment. If you have any questions about the Google Classroom, please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help you, walk you through anything that you want to learn how to do.